Did you know that in Spider-Man, the lunch tray scene was filmed without any CGI? Tobey Maguire had sticky glue on his hands to help balance the tray, and he was able to get the shot after 156 tries. Did you know in Green Lantern, Ryan Reynolds and director Martin Campbell constantly butt heads on the set? Campbell actually didn't even want Reynolds originally. His first and only choice was for Bradley Cooper to play the lead, but the studio wasn't willing to make an offer. The decision to hire Reynolds as Green Lantern was done behind Campbell's back, and Campbell took it out on Reynolds by critiquing his performance and making him do so many takes. Reynolds was actually happy the movie was a failure, so he didn't have to reprise the role again. Did you know in Daredevil, there was an entire subplot planned with Coolio of all people? Coolio was supposed to play a character that was framed for murder by a crooked cop. Obviously, the scenes were cut to save on time and to save the PG-13 rating of the game. In the director's cut, he was used though, and they even showed him in the trailers. Did you know in Rogue One, a Star Wars story, it's clear that Rogue One inspired Luke's squad in the original trilogy since his squadron was named Rogue Squadron. In the original trilogy, Rogue One is the only call sign that's never used. After the end of this movie, it can only be assumed that the call sign has been retired out of respect. Did you know in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Margot Robbie was actually wearing Sharon Tate's jewelry? Tate's sister Deborah was hesitant about this film and how Sharon would be portrayed in it. But after reading the script and meeting with director Quentin Tarantino, she gave her approval. She also gave them a visit on set and even lent them some of Sharon's jewelry for Robbie to wear. While Robbie said it was sometimes sad to closely be connected to Sharon in that way, as the tragedy would hit her, overall it was a joyous experience to get to have that connection with her. Did you know in Split, director M. Night Shyamalan actually makes a small cameo in the film? He appears as Jay, who's the fast food-loving concierge of the apartment building that Dr. Fletcher works in. He watches the security cameras after Barry leaves the building. Did you know in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we almost got two other cameos in this series? Both Florence Pugh and Chris Evans filmed cameos as Yelena and Steve. Their scenes were later taken out. Florence's scenes were taken out due to the fact that the Black Widow movie had been postponed, therefore her character hadn't been introduced yet. As for Chris's scenes, no one knows why they were taken out of the series' final cut. Did you know in Old, M. Night Shyamalan actually based the movie off his experience of being in lockdown? He found it odd, but he found that he ended up writing a movie that had nothing to do with the pandemic, yet had everything to do with it. He also stated that he was inspired by Australian new wave films like Picnic at Hanging Rock for the games the kids play while they age at an extremely rapid rate.